we'll continue. We'll finish this.
Okay. In a presidential election, fear often beats idealism. In a presidential election, fear often beats idealism. Fear
Yeah, people scared of something.
beats idealism.
Idealism, what they
Ideas.
dream. Ideas.
So if you're afraid of something, it doesn't matter. Like your ideas doesn't matter anymore. I'm afraid of you. So it doesn't matter what you tell me. I'm afraid of you.
Okay.
You can tell me something, your idea, whatever your idea is,
Okay.
and because I fear you, I will not listen to you anymore. So that's kind of the idea
Oh,
here.
fear often beats also. They
Idealism.
will not hear anymore.
No, because I'm afraid.
I'm
You're gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna hear what you're gonna say.
But why say it's in a presidential election? In the normal
No,
year,
because this year there's a presidential election.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to say. This year, so voters, they just talk about voters, right?
Okay.
So you have to think carefully. So there are voters for Trump, and there's voters for not Trump.
Yeah.
Trump has been calling for order, if you remember. If there's order, if there's if black people, if this riots, if this protests are happening, and people get hurt, whatever, that's good for Trump because it says, don't forget about these protesters. We need order, right?
Oh.
And so the protesters, what they wanted is to make sure that people not mistreated by police or government.
Yeah.
Then that's not going to happen because I'm afraid. So the Trump will win the election if he keeps going like that.
Okay. Mr. Trump.
So Mr. Trump seems to want this to be the choice in November. So see, he wants fear. So Mr. Trump wants fear to happen. He encourages supporters to crash with protesters outside the White House, and been looking to deploy active troops alongside the National Guard so as to dominate what his people call the battlespace. Law and order helped Richard Nixon beat Hubert Humphrey in 1968. It could work again. So Trump is saying we need law and order. He's asking his supporters. This is really bad. He's asking his supporters to crash with the protesters. You see that?
Clash.
Yeah, to like. So you have people who are protesters are like saying something.
Yeah.
Trump is telling his supporters to crash, to like almost fight with his protesters, to make trouble. So this white troublemakers could be really like like what Trump really wants. He wants this white
outside the White House. Yes. And been looking to.
He also wants to put troops, military.
What's deploy active troops?
Deploy means to send out active troops.
Active troop means the army.
Yes.
Alongside the National Guard.
Which is also another army.
What?
They're both armies. Troops is from the army. National Guard is a special type of army. It's a special type. National Guard just happens to be, they normally work. So normally we have troops which is sent outside to country.
Okay.
National Guard actually normally stays here in the country to protect.
So the troops alongside the National Guard, what does this mean? Deploy
active troops alongside the National Guard means that they're going to deploy both. Alongside just basically says at the side by side, they're going to deploy both of those.
Oh, they'll deploy the troops and deploy alongside the National Guard?
Yeah, they'll deploy both.
Deploy both so as to
dominate what his people call the battles. Dominate means take control of the battles. Take control,
what the people call is battle space.
Take control of the battle space.
Battle space, see article.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what it is. You have to click on it later. Law and Order helped Richard Nixon beat Hubert Humphrey in 1968. It could work again. So again, Richard Nixon was another Republican, and he was calling probably for law and order because the probably riots after Martin Luther King died.
Oh.
So probably calling for order. So Richard Nixon won. Right?
Oh.